So let's see how to make the scrolling background as in the continuous background. So as your player moves into, say, another level of your game, then you want a background to continue from the level one. So if that is the case, or even if you're not making a multi-level game, but you just want your character to explore the terrains of the same world or region, then you can use this continuity in the background image. So the hack here is, it appears as if your character sprite is moving forward or backward, but the fun part is you're not moving your character, but you're moving the background sprites instead. Isn't it interesting? So think of a train travel. Suppose you're traveling from a train and you look outside the window and you would see the mountains or the hills, or even the trees appear to be going backward as your train is moving forward. So it's funny, isn't it? Because we know that trains move, but trees or mountains or hills are stationary objects. So they would not move on their own. So it's just a relativity of motion which makes you see the backward motion of these objects which don't actually move. So it's similar here. Even if your sprite is moving forward, it's not. It just appeals as if the sprite is moving forward or backward, but here instead the background is moving in the code. So I have created three sprites. One is the player, and the other two are the background sprites. So I have used a single background image, but I have created two sprites to give that a continuity. So as you can see, there is a right and left profile because I want it to look natural when it's going forward or backward. I want the robot to be facing in that direction. And then there is the beautiful background sprite, which has some butterflies and flowers and also some nice bright sky. So in the code, I have used that image twice. Now here, if you look at the X position of the backgrounds, it depends upon the length of one image. So the first image ends at 1200, and that's where the second image starts. So if your first image ends at 700, then your second background image should continue from 700 onwards. So this is more of a trial and error. You can run your code and see where your first image ends and begin the second image from that point onwards. The exposition for both the background images would be the same. So here I have not edited it out because I want you to observe that this is where the second image starts and the first image ends. So to make it look more natural and remove these patches, you can edit your background sprite. You can go here and use this cutting tool, which is a freehand cutting tool, to cut out the shaded portions of the background. And then, for example, I will show you here one part. Oops, I have chosen the pencil tool. So you have to choose this one. So you can continue to freehand, use this freehand cutting tool and just delete it out and pick a shade that is used most often and pour it in this area and create the continuous background color. So I'm not doing it right now, but you may choose to do it, or you can choose any other background which has a continuous or a plain background color. So if you look at the code, whenever I press the left key, the backgrounds are moving forward. That's what gives it the opposite directions are actually giving it that contrast. So usually when we press the left key, we assign the -5 to the X position of the character sprite, but here it's positive, and that's opposite for the right.